Granular sounds on the MPC Live. Can it be done? No. But it is a sampler, so you can get something that is kind of similar to it. Granular synthesis is basically just chopping up a sample into very tiny bits. A lot of samplers do it with modulating the start time and locking the sample length. But you can't do that on the MPC Live. But you can do something else. First of all, let's find a sample. We go to browser. Let's get the fat lady to sing. Yeah, these two. We'll get these two to sing. If we go to sample edit, you can actually change the sample length, but you can't automate it. But you can do something else. We're going to use the program mode to do this. So go to program edit. You can change the offset. It's right there. Let's first of all change it to note arm. Because otherwise we have to listen to these ladies. See, now it's just the start. But if we change the offset, in fact, let's shorten the sample a little bit. What we'll do is we'll input a lot of notes very, very fast into the sequencer using the note repeat. Whack it up to 64 and record. Take a look at it here. They're all down there. Now we go to program edit again and we change the offset. Let's start at the 0 point here. But we'll automate it. That you do right there on that button. Right, and I'm going to hold down the shift button to go slower through the sample. You can just press play. Then you go to read. And there it's scanning through the sample. But it needs a little bit more movement to that start point. You can change the velocity of the held notes to the start of the sample, which is this little button here. Just give it a little bit, and it should change the start point a little bit more. Depending on how you played it and how hard you held the notes. Another thing is you have to change the window of the grain. You have to actually change the attack and the release, which you do down here. I take the sustain all the way down, and then I change the attack and the decay to a little bit more of a V shape. It softens the grains. Now we're moving around in the sample a little bit more. You can actually play it again, and then you can actually play with the pressure on the pads. So just shake it in there a little bit. And you can see there's quite a lot of notes there. Right. I mean, if you wanted even more grains, you could actually do the tempo in half time, and then you can actually have for a quarter sort of 128. Right now it's on 64, but I think this sounds pretty granular. You can actually change, because each individual grain will have an envelope, and you can actually change the filter settings in the envelope and the resonance, so you can actually do a lot of sound design this way. Another thing you can do is duplicate the sample layer. Here, take the same sample and do the same offset, or go the other way through the sample. Here we have to automate it again. Put it into write mode. The really cool thing is you can actually change the sample, and all the note information and the automation information of the offset is still retained. Let's try it with something else. This is an acoustic guitar riff. And We haven't even started on effects. In fact, it'd be kind of interesting to combine samples. Discovered a bunch of ducks. Anyway, that's my technique for doing granular sounds on the MPC Live. I only do these kind of tutorials sporadically, so hit subscribe.